Hello, Mr.Alatorre. This is Mr.Alatorre, and I'm going to be doing my informative speech today. And I'm from Hazard Community Technical College. Hello, everybody. I think some of you guys were here last time when I done my speech about why I was sick and tired of people criticizing Tim Tebow. And today I'm going to let you know a little bit about who Tebow is. Does everybody know who Tebow is? I think you guys would. He's like arguably the most popular athlete in the world. Second I think is Kobe Bryant. So he's pretty legit. Some of us love to hate him, some of us love to love him. I obviously like him. This is his jersey here from college. And a source that I'm going to use today is a book by Tim Tebow, Through My Eyes. It's a book about his life, really, from the time he was born all the way up until the book was wrote. So another source that I'm going to use today is Everything in Between, which was a documentary about from the time he went to college all the way to the pros, where he got drafted 25th overall in the first round by the Denver Broncos. Tebow was born, he was born in August in the Philippines to his parents who was told to have an abortion. So it's kind of a neat story of who he is today. His parents were told that there was zero chance that he would survive at all whatsoever. They told his mom, Pam Tebow, his mother's name's Pam, and his father's name's Bob. And they told him that he would have no chance of survival. It was just a slim to none chance that he would live at all. It just wasn't developing any during the birth process. And he was born in the Philippines because his dad's a preacher. His dad was down there doing some missionary work, and so that's where he was born. Then they come back here, decided to go against the abortion, not have the abortion at all. And his mom, in this book, Through My Eyes by Tim Tebow, it says she prayed a prayer that said, Lord, if you just let my son be born, we'll make him a preacher, and we'll name him Timothy. And he's what I would call a preacher today. He's a football player, obviously, but I think he's a football player second, and he's a preacher first, because he shows his religion through his football and everything else. But one thing that Tebow does that I look up to and I think is a real plus, every interview, as I said in my speech before, he thanks his Lord and Savior, which is my Lord and Savior as well, Jesus Christ. And I look up to that. Another thing, he visits a lot of cancer patients, a lot of little kids. There's just one kid on Twitter, which is a social networking site, that tweeted a picture of himself. He had lost all his hair, he's cancer, and it said Tebowing while chemoing. And then Tebow actually went and visited him, gave him autographs, and met with him, prayed with him, and all kinds of stuff. He's just a really great person. He's got a foundation. He recently opened up a hospital in the Philippines for children who have cancer and other disabilities and stuff like that. Tebow, ever since he was small, he's always been a real compassionate person about his religion. Ever since he was a small child, he's always been real competitive. In T-ball, he actually hit 36 home runs, which just blows my mind. I'm guessing it blows you guys too, because I remember when I was in T-ball, I could barely even hit the ball. So he really is just a super athlete and super human being, super person. Growing up, Tebow, he always lifted weights and everything, even as a small child, to form into this athlete that he was. After getting to high school, they told him that he wouldn't play quarterback, and obviously he did. They told him that he wouldn't get a D1 scholarship offer, and he did. And a funny story, he got offered so many colleges, he could have went anywhere. He could have went to Kentucky, which wasn't even an option. He ended up going to Florida and chose it over Alabama. After going to Florida, he wore eye blacks that said the verse Philippines. And it was a Bible verse, and then he wore John 3:16. And actually, when he wore John 3:16, actually like 30 billion people actually Googled that night that he wore that in their conference championship game. And I think that's pretty cool and pretty neat that he's got people thinking about the Bible as they're watching football and everything else. And he's just a great all-around person. And actually, in his recent playoff game, he actually had he was averaging 36.1 completion yards per throw. 36.1 billion people tuned in to watch. and I think that was because of John 3:16, and I learned that from, like I said, my two sources and ESPN. And he's just a great person, and he's a good Christian, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about him today and let everybody know that he's not this bad person everybody lets on just because they say he can't throw a football. I thank you guys for your time. Thank you.